Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a Truder, welcome back to Empire Total War. Well, last time, we defeated France. Again, but this time, it's going to stick, because we've handed Paris over to our best friends, the Westphalians. And that's going to work, damn it, because the Westphalians are not at war with Spain, and Austria likes the Westphalians, and generally, minor city-states don't bother each other, so Savoy should leave them alone, meaning Westphalia might just be able to become very rich and very powerful, and that works for me, because me and them, as I say, best friends. Meaning for the first time since possibly the start of the game, my army isn't desperately needed in 5 different locations at once. Instead, we've actually got some freedom to go and do what we want to do. Most of our borders are looking pretty nice and secure. Spain not going to be causing trouble imminently anyway. And that means, yeah, I think there's one priority we've got to be looking at. Prussia sitting 2 giant armies, this nearby to Amsterdam and this nearby to the Rhineland as well, is unacceptable. It's time we go in and deal with those bastards. Though, for the time being, yes, my armies need to recover, and ideally, I need to get some new troops recruited, because I can now recruit all sorts of exciting, sexy troops, including, oh, Scots. You sexy bastards. Super good at shooting, but also amazing when it comes to the melee. And the Swiss as well, who are simply just superior line infantry. Not so good in the fight, though still perfectly competent, but yeah, just that accuracy and reloading skill, sexy bastards. And in terms of upkeep, they're barely any more expensive than basic line infantry, so if we can, we should try and swap some of my line infantry out for some more elite sexy troops. In fact, you know what? We need to free up some money. These line infantry, let's break down 3 of them. Next turn, we're going to replace them with something a bit more exciting. And that's not the only good thing happening next turn. Oh, looks like Spain finally took out Morocco, so good. To be honest, that's keeping their troops tied down in Africa, meaning they're definitely not interested in me at all. Oh, and look at Westphalia go! All that money they're getting from France, because minor civilizations, they may not go out and conquer the world, but this does not mean they are passive. They will go out, they will conquer their neighbours. Westphalia, with the military might of France behind it, could do a lot of bloody good work. And in the Caribbean, huge news. My fleet has arrived. This will give me complete naval superiority in the Caribbean. By far, no one will be even close to being able to fight this fleet. Meaning we can finally kick out the pirates and Spanish who are causing me so much bloody trouble. Still, at the bare minimum, aside from the American blockades, tradies are getting through nicely. So money's looking pretty good at the moment. Though speaking of which, yes, actually, the Marathi Confederacy. Am I truly gaining anything by being at war with them? And no, not really, because I'm not going to go and take any of this back, not anytime soon. Anyway, but what am I losing by still being at war with them? Well, the possibility they might blockade my trade routes, just raid them as they pass by, and that's a lot of money. Or, even worse, this fleet goes and attacks my trade ships in the East Indies, which they could do. To remove that risk, it's probably worth paying off the Maratha just to get back to peace with them, if at all possible. I will give them every technology I've got just to leave me alone and not attack my shipping. No, they still bloody want Denmark. Bloody weirdos. Okay, step 1, let's get some good troops going on in Amsterdam. So, grenades. We're definitely having a 1 unit of grenades. Don't need too many of them. You don't want too many bogging you down. But 2 units of Scots every time. In fact, you know what? Amsterdam's now big enough we could have 3 units. And, oh, I'm not made of stone. Toss in some replenishment for all troops we couldn't afford to do that to last time. Consider the possibility that, yes, right now, Brussels is, okay, paying tax with no garrison. Good, 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 good. We do also have some troops right here. Put all this together, and we should have an army and a half, and a good army too. I think we might just be able to walk in and take out the Prussians. I'm not having them building up more and more troops here for the rest of time. It's just too dangerous. Alright, Copenhagen is vulnerable. Amsterdam itself is vulnerable. The Rhineland could be vulnerable. Now, potentially, if the Westphalians would like to get involved, that would be amazing. But I'm not convinced they're going to be showing up. Austria. It's not a surprise this happened, and honestly, we've not attacked Prussia yet, so this is actually a pretty good time for this to happen. The problem we've got here is, yes, me and Austria have common friends. We are both allied with Westphalia. If I call Westphalia in, they will not go. If I call in Britain, just as in Sweden, they will almost certainly not attack one of their trade partners. That means the best bet we've got is to not call my allies to help. Because this could work out. If Austria tries to call in Westphalia, Westphalia will almost certainly say no, because they like me. But because this is a war of aggression, that won't break their alliance with Austria. But if I call them in and they say no, that will break my alliance with them. So the best thing I can do is say not call my allies, and then what will happen is Westphalia will just be allied to both sides. And I don't know what happens as a result of that. Because, yeah, if Westphalia were nearby, whose side would they be called into? I don't know, but I really hope this works out. Because if I end up at war with Westphalia, that's going to be unfortunate. Because, we're going to have to go and bloody take France again, aren't we? Okay, nobody joined either side. It's as I expected. So, that's worked out as I predicted it would. This is just one-on-one, me and Austria, with Westphalia on both bloody sides. Meanwhile, Austria appears to be... oh dear! Oh, you poor bastards. Right, Austria decided to try and march against me, and was immediately destroyed by Prussia. Cheers, Prussia! We are at peace with Prussia right now, so yes, they're just heading south to deal with problems in and around Berlin. Possibly Austria's going to take Berlin back at some point, so okay. This is fine. We are going to take Strasbourg back. We're going to reaffirm friendly borders. This is actually going to complete the circle of friends nearby to me. Okay, start of the next turn. The important thing is my allies are still in place. This is just a private one-on-one thing between me and Austria. And I know precisely how we're going to resolve it because, yeah, here we go. Got myself a giant army right here, including... oh, you sexy bastards, welcome aboard. Okay, I'm having the new guys come with my primary army to deal with Austria. Because, yeah, that would not be a bad thing at all. Do I need another cannon? Probably not. So, need space for 4 troops, potentially. Leave behind the least experienced lads, building up my elite veterans. I know this guy looks elite, but yes, he's 24. When he actually gets himself replenished, that experience is going to drain away. And you know what, pikemen? You can stay here, because the Scots could do your job better than you can. And because we're still friends with the Westphalians, we can cut through their territory in order to go and attack their other best friends, the Austrians, because... I mean, why not, to be honest? Why the flip not? So, we're just going to go in this direction. And yeah, that's going to be absolutely fine. And my guy over here, my agent, can just keep an eye on the local situation. Though, probably they're going to see this coming at this point, because they can also see what the Westphalians are actually doing, because we're both allied to, okay, this is a ridiculous war. We're just going to take Strasbourg, and then we're going to wrap it up. Now, do I actually want to hold Strasbourg, though? How do I get on with, yes, these lads? Unfriendly. Okay, that's a concern. Okay, when we take this area, we'll have a look-see what's here and whether it's worth holding or not, because this does not have a border with the Italian states. These mountains are like no man's land, so actually that wouldn't be too bad. We'd be mostly bordering ourselves and, yeah, Rhineland. Plus, this would give me a direct road route to Stuttgart, so I could trade with them by land without needing additional naval trade capacity, so okay, worth having a think about. Meanwhile, up north, I'm pretty confident that, yes, Amsterdam, should it need to, can hold against a Prussian assault. And any minute now, any bloody minute, the bloody fleet's going to arrive. It just has to, you know, come quite a long way. Okay, only downside is the Swiss do take a fair while to train, so while we've got a moment's peace in Amsterdam, let's get a couple of them in production. Oh, Spain was just moving in the east. Uh-oh. Spain is moving to attack our holdings in the East Indies. That's a lot of bloody money. And they've got 2 galleons and a 5th rate. We cannot fight this, which is a problem because that's a lot. An awful lot of money. We have to evacuate the East Indies or send the fleet there to sort this out. For the time being, we can just run and kind of hope that they just keep on trading and we keep on trading. But galleons and 5th rates, I cannot fight that, even with flutes. Oh, bloody hell, we've had an election. So, okay, existing government manages to keep control, meaning my existing pretty good government should actually be present and correct. That is okay. That's a good cabinet. No need to make changes there. And we've lost another general natural causes. Right, okay. Unfortunate. This was not a good moment for a new general, but okay, just promote someone out of the Scots. We're having a Scottish general. There we go. Arjun Grosback, the most Scottish name you can imagine. Happy drinker, soldier from birth. Love it. Now, one thing to focus on here. The Spanish can't attack all of my fleets at once. I've got 2 distinct fleets dotted around. In fact, the best thing to do might well be split up my fleet even more. If I can't fight them, and I can't, the best thing we could do is say, well, okay, I'm going to have 6 fleets trading on 6 spots, and you can only attack one of them at a time. Whichever one gets attacked, that one runs away, the others keep happily trading. Not a bad deal, not least as long as that's happening, the Spanish aren't trading. So yeah, right now, trade is down to 1,539. But I've got pretty good visibility of this entire area, and if the Spanish were trading, I would see a trade line. Right now, they just aren't. So in which case, trade is now resumed, which is beautiful, and send a single Indiaman to here. So trade is going to... There they are. They're hiding right here. We're just going to start trading literally everywhere. Okay? You guys who want to attack me, good luck tracking me down. Because that's actually going to increase the amount of wealth we are trading. Alright? More nodes means more wealth. And you guys can only attack us one at a time. And I can just keep running away. Though speaking of running away, in the Caribbean, the boot's about to be on the other bloody foot, matey. Because my fleet has arrived, and you're in a lot of bloody trouble. Alright, draw everybody up nice and nearby to each other. We're gonna swarm them. We are going to absolutely bloody swarm them. Get right up in their face and destroy them, because these guys are damaged already. In particular, Yeah, the galleon on one side, badly damaged. You on the other, even more so. I'm not just destroying these guys. I am humiliating them. Alright, we are going to go in and absolutely wreck them. If I can capture them, we're doing it. There is going to be a lot of bloody chain shot put down on your sails momentarily. So here comes some right over there. We got some front firing cannons too, which is beautiful. That's already taking some damage. My big ships are right here, ready to do some beautiful work. And just to make sure everybody's got a shot, everybody turn hard right here. Everyone who didn't have a shot before, I want you to have a shot now. Just keep turning them, and even in this convoy, they will be in a really good shape. Now just turn the other way. Make sure everybody gets their shot in. Everybody who's reloaded has an opportunity to fire once more. And you're already, partially demastered, which is good. Continue taking you out. I'm pretty sure I saw, was that a fire? Right there, that looked like that might be a bit of a fire. So yes, you're already losing significantly, which is good. This guy is protecting his weak flank, but that's a-okay. Honestly, just keep on keeping on. We're in a very good position right now. This guy is routing. Send a small ship in to secure him before he escapes. Having demasted him, he's not going anywhere. So a brig is going to go in and deal with that nonsense. As for you, do we want to take you out or do we want to demast you? Honestly, demast him. Activate humiliation mode on this flank. They should be completely ready to go. Doing some good work over there. More coming in too. Lovely, just look at that mast go down. It's beautiful. Make sure these guys are fine. They are still routing, still being fired upon. You are moving into position to deal with that. Guys, start turning around, bring her around, and surround her. Okay? Surrounded, she will be completely bloody helpless. You're moving in with 74 men, 74, but they will give up without a shot being fired because they have been demastered. Wavering, actually. Okay, we need to make her break, actually. Otherwise, there's going to be trouble. Bring her around, please. Bring her around, and... okay, guys. Oh, blimey. Okay, one of mine just exploded, which is unfortunate. Hope it wasn't important, but yes, that's a bit sad. Yeah, you recovered just at the wrong moment, which is a shame. Go over to normal cannons if you would be so kind, and wavering. Come on, lads, come on. Let's just finish them off, please. Get them sorted out. Take out these guys. There you go. Now you're routing again. Thank you. Okay, shame a ship exploded, but we are going to make up for that by capturing these bastards. By firing at them from literally every bloody angle simultaneously. Alright, good luck. Right, we've officially won, so they are now routing some more. But no, lock them all down. Nothing escapes. And my tiny boat is about to secure your Admiral's flagship without a bloody fight. There we go, surrendered. And number 2, meanwhile, the galleon, I'll be helping myself to that as well. Okay, both captured. We'll be having that, thank you. Lovely. Down goes the Spanish fleet. And they can now be redeployed to go and assist me with one galleon. Pirate galleon does need to go down, ideally, but how badly damaged are these guys? Okay, the galleon's pretty much crippled. The Admiral's flagship is actually in pretty good shape. I'm sending a small detachment to go and deal with the pirate situation. Yep, lost one ship, galleons are not nothing, but the pirate is taken care of. The remaining forces, however... oh, well, you guys, you are now troop carriers. And if I do say so myself, it's one a hell of an army. Oh, Spain, it's time for some payback. And speaking of payback, Austria, did you really think this was a good idea? Like, actually, in your heart of hearts, did you think this was gonna work out for ya? Yep, they got a small force guarding this area, but honestly, it's nothing. It's pretty much bloody trash. In fact, once again, with that level of overwhelming victory on the balance of power, I'm happy to just move straight in with auto-resolve. Yeah, 123, that's a perfectly acceptable loss right there. So, okay, we now own Strasbourg. Let's make sure we understand the borders. Because Strasbourg does, as I say, have a no man's land to the south of it. In terms of borders, it's actually not bad. Problem we've got is, yes, our neighbours that are friends of Austria. You, buddy, you're gonna be a problem, aren't you? Yes, I suspect you are. And if I push any further, suddenly I am bordering Prussia again, and also some more Austria, because, wait, how does Austria own this? Is that, okay, for some reason, Vienna gets to own this bit of land. Not sure precisely how they do, but they do. So, is this really worth trying to hold? Because I'm going to be honest, it seems pretty small and insubstantial to me. I am tempted to, yep, you guessed it, give it to Westphalia. I mean, or, alternatively, my troops could just keep marching. Take out Stuttgart and give that to Westphalia. I mean, to be honest, I feel like this area is actually not bad. I mean, we've got a wealthy town right here, abundant iron mine right there, and the town is at iron workshops. Now, I do need some iron workshops somewhere in the Empire, because if you don't own the right level of iron workshops, you can't research this tech. And this tech is really important for keeping your mines upgrading. Ultimately, industrialization, that's where the economy is going to end up in the long run. Diplomatic problem, though. Stuttgart is also best friends with Westphalia. If one of their best friends, that's also a mine of power, is attacked, they will almost certainly decide to back, them over me. And we can't have that, unfortunately. No, Stuttgart's just a dangerous neighbour to have. Because they've got a massive army sitting right there. Meaning either I have to keep garrisoning Strasbourg forever and wait for them to attack me, or I need to find somebody else to give it to. And, it's gonna be my best friends, the Westphalians. Alright, the Westphalians are going to own all of Europe. But once this is done, like, if you look at Amsterdam and Flanders, it is going to be nothing but Westphalia on every bloody side. And then I should be pretty safe to push into Hanover and use that as the primary location to maintain my army, which will also allow me to much more easily exert pressure on Sweden, who, by the looksy of it, might be planning to sail to Europe. Good. This is precisely why I wanted to give them Berlin, to draw their army off the continent where they've got nothing to attack apart from me into the conflicts down south. Though they might also be going east, because yes, it looks like the Swedish have retaken St. Petersburg, so they now once again have a big major border with Russia. Hopefully that will heat up too. Alright, we're doing it. All units out, all units begin healing up. We are marching back north towards Prussia. Congrats, Westphalia, you get to own most of Europe. Oh yeah, look at that. That lovely, beautiful, reassuring blue cuddle that the Westphalians give me, keeping my borders 100% safe. So, army is healing up and marching north. We could however do with another army. We've already got you guys done momentarily. Get more Scots in play, though. Yes, you can't have infinite Scots. Some units, the better ones, do have unit limits. So I can only have 4 Scots for the time being. So we'll definitely have some of you guys, Swisses. Yeah, that is 6. I think everything else I've got is unlimited for the moment. Yeah, it's just like the special foreign troops. You can only have so many of. So, pretty soon that's going to be a decent army in Amsterdam. Got a pretty good army in almost perfect condition marching north as well. I think we can use all these little armies basically hanging around outside to ambush the Prussians and draw their major army out of the city, which is going to be advantageous. But then again, this city has an awful lot of cavalry in it. In some ways, it would be better to fight these guys in the city and then take out the reinforcements as they come in, because that city is not going to be able to hold. My Scots alone could take that. Alright, Britain's on the move around America. Are you guys about to go and kill Quebec? Because Britain, shame on you. I'm trading with those guys. Okay, doesn't matter what flavour they are. British and French just do not get on. And the Spanish are continuing their merry dance. They are desperate to stop my trade, but every time they try, I shall just run away and keep trading elsewhere. This is going to work out just fine. Oh, meanwhile in India, the Marathi Confederacy has done it. The Mughals are done. Okay, deploy the smaller army we've trained in Amsterdam right up to the borders of Prussia. My main army is still currently in need of, one more turn to finish replenishment. Probably better we actually keep them next to each other for now. So you guys come down over here. You guys get up over here. We're pushing in together. And if we do want to make this happen on the actual map with the city, this will be the angle to do it. We should be able to push a little bit more easily from the north. Oh, but this here. This is where the fun begins. I don't think Spain has much of an army in the Caribbean at all. And I think it's time to show them that they really shouldn't have messed with me. 'Cause I flippin' do. Oh yeah, 2 to flippin' 1. And in particular, they've got almost no melee. I have got so much melee. Okay, so we're going to use the ancient military tactic of run straight at them, then murder them with axes. Okay, where are we and where are their cannons going to be? Could be anywhere. They have to start in this corner. Meaning I could almost certainly, get to some buildings before they can. Which is not bad, actually. Keep in mind, I've got some native musketmen. They've got some really bloody good range on them. Put some of those guys in a building. They will do excellent work, even at pretty bloody long range. So, I feel like, yes, starting over here, not a bad idea. Bear in mind, these guys have got a cannon. I don't. So, move in, use the city as cover for my melee troops while they try and advance. Then maybe ambush them with a unit of cavalry out the forest to deal with the cannon. Okay, I've grouped the cavalry. They are sitting in the forest, nice and hidden. Everybody else is going to be way over here, and they're going to rush the town. The cavalry, as soon as these guys move to meet me, will intercept the cannon, disable it, and then wheel round the back. Meanwhile, at the front door, as I say, we rush forward, we use the city for cover, we seize as many buildings as we can, we lure them into the town, and we murder them with my lovely, lovely, irregular long-range troops. So, begin the fight and see where they are deploying. Okay, nothing too dramatic there. They are pointing in this direction, but they can't see my cavalry. So this is actually kind of good, because these units can't turn, meaning if I move over in this direction, this cannon cannot fire without shooting his neighbour. Alright, cannons can 100% shoot themselves. If I just move forward at this point and end up roughly in this position in the town, those cannons are basically useless. So we just want to charge fast as we can straight into town. What have they got right at the front? Okay, that's Colonial Militia. They will melt in the face of any of my units, and these guys are just over here. Yeah, there's the flintlocks. There's mounted. But they don't know where I am. They cannot see my units. So, okay. We charge forward. They see we're over here. They panic, respond. The cannon is left isolated. Then my cavalry jump forward and attack. And here we go. There's even some trees and a small hill here. These cannons are useless. They cannot do a thing. Now, at the moment, they don't appear to be advancing. And we are the attacking force, so we do need to take them out. But if it comes to it, we can just use buildings for cover all the way to their line. So, honestly, I'm fine with this. It is not a problem. Okay, cavalry is pushing forward. Just deploy my Colonial Militia to intercept. You guys stop, turn, and fire. They are trying to get some light taps in on my melee. But honestly, that is fine. These guys have got minimal defense. So I've got snipers in this building. I've got a line of troops right here. If they want to toss their cavalry away, they are welcome to do so. And now they're going to try and charge in and just hit these guys. These are my least valuable troops. Honestly, I don't care. And you guys are being shot in the back, so okay. That's one free unit for me. Okay, beyond this, they are not taking the bait. So, in which case, I'm going to send my basic Colonial Militia forward, just to basically go and fire on the cannon. These guys are just going to attract any stray fire. Meanwhile, yes, my line of lovely, lovely, sexy melee lads, they're just going to advance behind him. When the fire begins, they just charge. And over on the flank, my snipers. Alright, they just move into a position on the side over here and do what they can. As soon as the cannons are, yes, occupied, I will deploy my own cavalry out of the woods to start looping around the side, because, yes, the weak unit we hit earlier, they're on this flank. I don't see their melee lads, because they're very good at hiding, but I'm sure we'll find them sooner or later. As soon as the fire begins, we begin running, because these guys, they can win against anything, pretty much. Honestly, we're over the hill now. Begin charging, though. As I say, because we're approaching from this angle, this cannon is largely useless. There are 4 cannons here, only 1 can actually fire. Otherwise, they will blow up their own cannons. Okay, I'm seeing movements. Looks to me like, yes, the lovely muskets on their side were over here. So you guys just get into position and start firing. Honestly, turn here and hit these guys. It doesn't really matter. Like, at this point, you guys are just drawing the attention like a bunch of idiots. So that all works for me. Musketmen are right there. They will be absolutely eliminated. You guys just head down the middle. Make sure the cannons are destroyed. You guys charge in, hit the horses if you can. I don't know whether they're going to be on skirmish mode by default. Guys, round the outside, do what you can. Gunline, meanwhile, just get round over here, get in, do everything, and where's my general, by the way? Okay, kind of left him behind. He should be, you know, nearby, but I'm sure it's all a-okay. Cavalry, you guys can move in too. You guys have got range of 70, which is not bad, and now the cavalry are revealed. They are going to know what's happening. They're going to try and charge in. I don't care. They're going to die very fast. They're already pretty bloody battered. So, yes, my melee troops are now advancing lovely and quickly. Cavalry going to be, guys, maybe with a bit of speed, like more than that, if you'd be so kind. So, yes, these guys are going to be annihilated. Maybe they're going to get one shot in, but then they're going to start running. Okay, they are skirmish moding. That's actually kind of good, as far as I'm concerned. My cavalry is coming out of the woods right now. If you guys want to go 1-on-3 with reinforcements coming in, do it. I don't care. These cannons are about to be annihilated. You guys are going to be, yes, in range of these lads momentarily. Keep on keeping on. The trap is going to be shut any moment. Right, bring the cavalry round the rear. This is about to become an absolute slaughter. There is Colonial Militia over on this side. Cannons are going to break. We've got more fire coming in. Guys, keep pushing forward. You guys, fire at these guys. Honestly, I think we might just be able to trigger a mass rout. So these guys turn, fire, and guys, straight in. Straight in, straight in, straight in. Shattered, shattered, shattered. Beautiful. That's the problem right there. Native troops are amazing. They're really powerful. Good melee lads. Really good when it comes to all the rest of it too. The problem is the morale. One good shock, they will break. Absolutely collapse. And I don't know why we haven't... Okay, there's one more unit back here. I feel like you guys are not going to enjoy being around too much longer. Because, yes, when you get the ranged lads into melee, they melt. And, yes, unfortunately, the melee lads just melt if you shoot them. So, there we go. Wavering already. Still at 64. But it's just too much cavalry. Too much everything. Their friends nearby routing. There we go. That should be it. And honestly, we did not take too much damage. Melee took a little bit of a knock, but... that should be basically nothing. Yep, 200 down to complete annihilation, meaning Trinidad and Tobago is ours once more. So, okay, welcome back to the Empire. Though, remember, they've got sugar, meaning we need to get rid of this. Alright, burn it to the ground. We need a trade port, so this sugar can make it back to Europe, damn it. Now, straight away, guys, you do not need to pay tax. Because you're not paying tax. No one cares about the tax, okay? The tax is 28 gold. Get them happy, then we can just move the army straight on to the next. Alright, because I need this army moving north. Spain gets a bit of a reprieve just for the moment. We will head round here, but the pirates need to be dealt with. Now, these guys already can't deploy any ships. But every pirate we have seen over the past few turns, and they have been causing trouble, they've been coming from right here, Martinique. So these guys need to be destroyed. How much to repair the whole army, by the way? $1,000, that's fine. Take it. And if we can move straight on, do it. Okay, don't want to leave anyone behind. Honestly, no, not really. And you guys are just fine for the moment. Good. Good, good, good. Get the navy moving. In fact, we might be able to do a second siege in a single turn, thanks to the glory of naval movement range. Because, oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. By the way, we should definitely repair that too. So, okay. Keep on keeping on. Keep a really close eye on these guys. And 5 units. There are walls, but... oh, hang on. Do any of you guys know how to climb walls? Because I suspect you don't, actually. Oh, this could be embarrassing. Okay, according to the game, we are allowed to do this. So... no, seriously, how do we get past the fortifications? Apparently, just... these guys can climb. Okay, fine, let's go. Okay, here's the plan. They appear to be mostly on this side of the fort. These guys are actually pretty good. Pirate mob Buccaneers will fight effectively. They'll beat my troops one-on-one. That means I want to clog up the walls on this side, then get my snipers on the rear wall. That's where they need to be. So all my snipers are going over here. Meanwhile, everybody else in this part of the world, you guys are just going up. You guys first, because you're trash and I don't care if you die. And as for my other units on the far side, if they're going to try and occupy this corner, don't fight them there. Head around the corner, get into a good position over here. So everybody just charge in. This is going to be scruffy. We can win with sheer force and numbers, but it is going to be a scruffy old fight. One advantage we do have is we should be able to secure at least one gate pretty easily, meaning my cavalry can come in and mop up some of this nonsense down over here. My general will need to get involved, I think. And alright, here we go. So, my lovely native melee troops just can use beautiful, beautiful grappling hooks. Magnificent. Well done, lads. Okay, bit of a mess on the first breach over here, but my snipers are getting into position at the rear, and most of my best infantry is getting up onto the walls uncontested on this side. So, I'm going to say this is a win for the time being. You guys get over here and take this gate, and then reinforce these guys climbing up the walls. Pirates do not have good morale. You should be able to do a pretty good job. Here we go. Troops are starting to get into position here. Melee lads are getting over towards the pirate mobs. Those guys will be slaughtered, and it looks to me like, yes, my snipers are moving into position too. So they're under missile fire right now, and the gate is ours. So deploy the cavalry. Get them inside. If these guys try and take the walls back, then we will simply use our cavalry to intercept. So you guys just... oh, it's a bit tight. It is a bit tight in here, I will give you, but do your best. I'm sending you the general. He might die, but if he does, it's only 800 gold to replace him. This guy is not that good, to be honest. Also, you guys have got... oh, you guys have got yourself proper stuck up on this lad, haven't ya? Okay, but on the plus side, these are the Buccaneers. These guys are actually kind of dangerous. It's better they go down fast. And better, our cavalry might be able to do a bit of assassination. They've snuck in right here. Now, guys, I want you to turn, face the general, and open fire. There we go. Couple of light taps coming in immediately. If they try and reinforce or, you know, in any way attack these guys, we just get in there and look at that. General's bodyguards are not tough. They will go down to gunfire so fast. And with their general broken... these guys are in trouble. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. They're going down so fast. Shaken, just destroyed. Gunfire. Amazing. Unfortunately, I can't get these guys into a command headquarters because cavalry can't go inside. Dear oh flippin' dear. Right, these guys are already wavering. Follow them. Get after them. Do what you can. Annihilate them. Alright, get after them. Use the general to finish them off if need be. Honestly, grab them. We can just seize the center right now. Snipers holding it nicely over here. These troops doing, honestly, better than I was expecting. These guys stuck a little bit, but we can repair them up. It is A-okay. General's bodyguard is down to 8 and going down nice and fast. Should have just kept shooting him, to be honest. That was way more effective. And they are sending in reinforcements. Unfortunately, that's the Buccaneers who are being shot in the back. Okay, guys, pull back. I don't want you engaged against Buccaneers. Buccaneers are scary. I'd rather just, yeah, shoot them for the time being. Still, the general is nearly taken care of. Guys, if you can't bloody disengage, get all the way out of the city if you'd be so kind. Okay, they're backing off, but the general is now extremely isolated. This might be him with a fancy hat. Knock one of them down. One more to go. Maybe it's you with about the same level of fancy hat, but somebody just, yeah, whack him with something. That'll be A-okay. You guys are charging in right now. If we could just kill the general, you guys have apparently won that. Honestly, you guys are doing better in the melee than I was expecting. Come on, he's got to die. He's got to bloody die. He's trapped between so many enemy units right now. Just somebody stab him. There he goes. Lovely. Right, you guys, bung up this area. Cavalry, get over to the center. I think we're ready to win. There we go. Because, yes, forts, unlike towns, do have proper town centers. So there is a specific victory point you can just go and secure. And there we go. They gave up before we even locked it down. So, job done. Honestly, less casualties than I was expecting. I mean, still 400, which is high. But these units don't have much defense. I will flip and take it. And right there, trading port. Fix it. Right now. Because this is... oh, that's abundant sugar. That is so much sugar. Okay, guys, you, by the way, desperately need, like... healing up more than you already were. Okay, like, de-heal the healing unit and then start re-healing. Okay, now this army costs, wow, over 3 grand to heal up. Ignore the general and we can afford that. The money's gone, but, oh, we need to fix this too. Oh, that's a governor's palace. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice, actually. Okay, cancel the upgrades over in French Guiana. We need this fixed up, because I need this place to... well, actually, to be honest, no. I don't need this place paying taxes. Taxes here are, again, pretty much worthless. It's way more important. We just get it happy so the army can move on. But Oh, that looks better. After years of losing ground in the Caribbean, we are about to gain a huge amount back. And of course, as is tradition in Old Total War, what you do in battle actually reflects how your generals evolve. So, I said this going forward, he got involved in the front line, that means he becomes brave. And that gives bonus morale to everybody, which is huge. Absolutely huge. Okay, next big question. What does Spain have? Is there anything capable of launching a retaliation? Because I suspect there isn't. Oh dear. They are determined to go after us ship by ship, aren't they? I think we may have to consider just evacuating this theatre for the time being, because they're actually capturing our ships too. That's the thing, they're getting a few of our ships as we go by. Now, my flutes can defend themselves, but not individually. And sometimes they just retreat in a bad, dumb direction, and the Spanish can get on top of them. We can't stay here indefinitely. Still, bare minimum, the Spanish do seem to be getting pulled more and more into North Africa, which keeps them out of my way, so honestly, that's good news. And they are clearing up pirates, so it's not all bad. Here we go, more Prussian movement, but some troops are heading south. That's actually really good news. You guys want to send more out the way, I will flip and take it. And nothing major. Okay. Meanwhile, my troops, oh, I think you guys are about ready for a fun little bit of revenge. Also good for Westphalia. They've now got so big and so rich and in possession of ports that they've started sending treasure ships down to trade. Good for them. Oh, and better, we've got some technology making our weaving industry superior. Good, 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 good. And now in the Caribbean, brand new trading hubs can go down. So, here we go. This sugar, which is not a great plantation, but it'll do, can start making its way home. And this sugar is not bad. To be honest, this sugar's pretty good. Though speaking of which, okay, Quebec. I think me and you need to have a chat. Because Britain is determined that these guys will not be allowed to trade. Meaning, this is a wasted trade route. I'm sorry, guys. I was cheering for ya. Alright, I thought it was really cool that you existed, but we're done. Instead, we'll open trade with another Italian state. There we go. Much better. And so I'd say we're in a pretty bloody good position. In the Caribbean, pirates have been dealt with once again because, yes, Antigua is now hilariously in possession of a royal palace behind the highest tier of artillery star fortress, which is exciting and sexy. But yes, we're still burning their port to the ground, they still can't train any more boats, and that means... oh, I've got a plan. You see, I was thinking of just mopping up all the mines that Spain owns, but I can't help but notice one thing. There are surprisingly, perhaps, not that many ports. Like, okay, there's one in Mexico, and one more over here, but that appears to be it. So, what if instead we ignored the coast for now, given, as we said before, units can't really march along the coast, there's jungle in the way, and that means I might be able to take Spain's biggest islands off them. Yeah, there's not even ports here, in Florida. If I take the islands, then all of a sudden, Spain has no real ability to train a new navy, and this is where their naval trade's coming from. And Cuba is a sexy, sexy island, generating tobacco, more tobacco, even more sugar. Than that, it is... oh, it's beautiful. So, I would say, next time, we're going for a bit of a Caribbean tour. I'm taking back what's mine, and then I'm taking some of Spain's. And once that's all done, the trade is going to explode. And speaking of trade exploding, in just a moment, I think we might be in a position to make a push against Prussia and kick them out of Hanover for good. And once that's done, I will have a direct road link, I think actually, hang on. I'll have a direct land link with the trade port at Copenhagen, but Does that count for the sake of more trade routes? Oh, I don't know. We'll find out next week after I kick off the biggest battle we have seen so far. We're now taking basically near enough 2 full stacks against each other. So me and Prussia are about to kick off one a hell of a scrap. And it's gonna be a weird one too. They have a massive cavalry advantage. I'm pretty sure I've got a huge infantry advantage. So, guns versus horses, who's gonna win? Place your bets now. We will find out together next time. Hopefully you join me for that. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd. And this has been Empire Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
This guy's enjoying that. This guy's enjoying his elephant a bit too much.
Oh my god.
In fair Verona, we set our scene. Oh my god, Becky, look at her butt. It is so big.
They've managed to glitch inside one of the buildings. Elephants in the rear! And then in come the chariots!